Hey there, YouTube, Mrlubufu here. Continuing on with my complete journey into next set review. Um, like always, this is a focus on limited to help you guys do well on sealed and draft events. And if a card I think needs mentioning for outside of that format, I will do so. Okay, let's hop right in. This is for black cards. So first we have Agent of Erebos. It's a 4-mana 2/2 that whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield, you exile their or someone's graveyard. This card's pretty bad and limited, I think. It'll be okay in block, maybe. But other than that, I'm not that impressed. Aspect of Gorgon, 3 mana, +1/+3, Death Touch. Doesn't cantrip, so I don't like it. Because it's just easy to set up 2-for-1s with it. Death Touch is strong, but beyond that. Blood Crazed Hoplite is a card I'm very excited about. Because it's a 2-mana 2/1 that heroic, when you cast a spell that targets it, put a +1/+1 counter. But whenever a +1/+1 counter is placed on it, remove a +1/+1 counter from target creature an opponent controls. So if they have any heroic shenanigans going on over there, you're like, nom nom, your counter belonged to me. I know, I think it's fun. I don't think it's gonna be top or anything, it's just a good card. I like the design. We have Brain Maggot, which is a 2-mana 1/1 that when it enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land and exile it until it leaves the battlefield. So, same sort of effect as like Tide Hollow Sculler, that sort of thing, which means it's okay. It's fine and limited. It also gives you that to look into their hand effect, so not bad at all. It's also fixed wording, but we have Cast into Darkness. Cast to Darkness. So it's a 2-mana. Check creature gets -2/-0 and can't block. I don't like it that much. It's like fine if you're drafting a very aggressive red-black deck. You're like, cast it on your Nessun Asp. Keep smashing your face. That's all. That's all I have to say about it. Next, you have his Cruel Feeding, which has crazy, crazy art. So 1-mana Stride Multi-Kicker, whatever you want to call it. It gives +1/+1 or +1/+0 and lifelink. I'm not that impressed with it, to be honest. It's one of the weaker Strive cards, but it's okay. Like it can randomly blow out a race, which sometimes you need to do. Dictate of Erebos is flash whenever a creature you control you die, or whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature, which is okay. I don't know. I don't know how to rate this card in limited. I think it's gonna be okay. Not much more than that. Doomwake Giants, it's a 4/6 for 5. It's also the pre-release rare, and whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield, creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. I think it's okay. I don't think it'll be insane, but I think it's strong enough. Because you like cast it and kill all their 1 toughness guys, which there aren't that many, mind you. Um, but it makes, like, anytime you have an enchantment, it just makes combat much worse for them. Dreadbringer Lampad is a 5-mana 4/2. So body-wise, it's pretty bad. But whenever it or another enchantment comes into the battlefield, target creature gains Intimidate. So it's also not a very strong effect. So, i.e., I don't like this card that much. Extinguish All Hope. Fantastic name, fantastic flavor. Destroy all non-enchantment creatures. Is an effect that is not as strong in this specific limited form as you would think. I mean, it's still good. Like, wrath effects are pretty promising, but sometimes you're just gonna get blown out by it. Like, you're gonna want to cast Extinguish All Hope, and they have just like a Nimbus Naiad enchanted with something, and you're just like, I can't beat that. But I think it's still strong. We have Feast of Dreams, 2 mana, destroy a target enchanted creature or enchantment creature. So this hits a lot of the format. I think it's pretty strong, to be honest. It doesn't hit Ness and Asp though, unless they want to bestow something on it. But I think I think it's fine. Um, I think it's okay. Like, it's very hard to judge it. Like, this feels like Doomblade in a black heavy format, or more like Go for the Throat in Scars of Mirrodin block, which was okay then too. So I think it'll be okay. We have Fellhide Petrifier, which is a 3-mana 2/3 Minotaur with Death Touch. That other Minotaurs you control can have Death Touch, and that is ridiculous. Um, More people gonna force Minotaurs. This guy gets there. I don't think Minotaurs will be a valid drafting strategy, just because some of the more powerful ones are uncommon or rare. So you kind of lackluster if you don't have them. But if you pull it off, props to you. Font of Return, 2 mana for an enchantment. That's 4 mana. Sack it, return 3 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. I don't like this effect at all. Gnarled Scarhide is a card people are talking about for standard play, at least. Very aggressively costed. It also bestow, um, lets you, lets it gain value in the later part of the game. So it's okay. It's very aggressive though. Grim Guardian, 3 mana 1/4. So we have our Horned Turtle. And whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life. That's okay. It's a Horned Turtle with upside, and that seems fine. Not insane, but definitely playable. King Makar the Gold Curse. It's 4 mana 2/3. But whenever he becomes untapped, you exile target creature and put gold into play, which is beautiful. Um, this guy is going to be doing one of two things in limited. Either one, he'll start, like, you'll get to attack with him once, you'll untap, and then he'll start going off, and then they're just going to be sad for the rest of the game. Or two, the board gets so gummed up you can never really attack with him. You have to do something cute to make him work. Which there are enough ways to make it happen, mind you. So, I don't know. I think this guy's pretty strong. I have to play with him a little bit more to see what happens. Master of the Feast is very aggressive, and even though I really don't like the card, I think you'll see some standard play. In a very heavy or very, very aggressive black deck. In limited, it's not as strong, of course, because card advantage I think is more relevant in limited, but he beats down people pretty fast. That's for certain. Next, we have Nightmarish End, which look at the Ashiok art. Look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. Sorry, I love the art. Um, this is another one that I just love the art and the flavor. It's 3 mana. Target creature gets -X/-X, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Very similar to a card from Return to Ravnica block. I can't remember the blue-black one. This card's gonna be okay. I think it's gonna be pretty strong. So definitely a good removal spell. Nyx Infusion, 3 mana, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 if it's an enchantment. Otherwise, it gets -2/-2. Um, I don't think it's gonna be like a top black common, but I think it's pretty good, or it's playable rather. Um, the situational stuff is very hard to judge. There's a lot of enchantment creatures running around. We have Farika's Chosen, which is it's the snake version of the scorpion. It's like yay, but it has worse flavor text. So boo. Next we have Returned Reveler. It's 2 mana 1/3. When it dies, each player mills 3. So bleh, I don't like it. Ritual of the Return, 4 mana. Exile target creature card from your graveyard. Put a black zombie creature token on the battlefield. Its power is equal to that card's power, and toughness is equal to that card's toughness. So it's 4 mana. Get your best creature that's already dead. I'm okay with it, I guess. It's not the strongest thing in the world. Rotted Hulk, it's a 4 mana 2/5, which is pretty lackluster, though it does gum up the ground pretty well. Silence of Believers is a very strong card for both limited and it'll see some standard play as well. Um, and I like it. I like this card a lot. Spiteful Blow is going to be top black uncommon in this set because it is unconditional removal. If you remember Sip of Hemlock, this is like Sip of Hemlock. I ignore the destroy target land. It's destroy target creature. And it's 6 mana, so it's really slow. But you gotta roll with it, man. Murder is not in this format. We have Squelching Leeches, which is probably just a hill giant to 4 mana 3/3, which I'm not impressed by in this format. We have Thought Render Lamia, 6 mana 5/3. Whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent discards a card. This card can get out of hand. Not a top uncommon, but it's pretty strong. Tormented Thoughts, as additional cost, sack a creature. Target player discards equal to the sacrificed creature's power. This is another card where you could set up like mind twist effects with this, where you just like discard your hand. Yeah, I'll lose a 4/4 or something like that, but I don't know. I kind of like this card. There's something wrong with me, I think. And lastly, the worst mythic rare in the set. Worst Fears. It's Mindslaver on a sorcery that gets exiled, so it's blah. Props to you. If you like the card, awesome. I do not at all. Anyway, that's it for Black. Thank you guys all for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and check out the other videos in this series. Thank you.